Powered by Virginia Radio.
Why do you care so much about success? Have you figured that out?
I'm just addicted to it.
Yeah. Loud Storm. I've been getting money off the music two-way pay now. Got the logo PNG, I drop it any day now. Power by Virginia, power by the beat of wave now. Beat the streets, I send it over, they gon' get it played now. I've been getting money off the music two-way pay now. Got the logo PNG, I drop it any day now. Power by Virginia, power by the beat of wave now. Beat the streets, I send it over, they gon' get it played now. Making hits, gotta keep it 100, and that's word, that's too legit. Ay, need the photography, we callin' big homie rich. Ay, battle rap kings on Fridays, my homies lit. Ay, all you gotta do is hit up loud and book an hour. Streaming service, 8 months he booking by the hour. He really working 24/7, the money hours. Somebody lurking, never worry about them cause they drowning. I'm really certain we some big dogs don't carry fleas, nigga, please. Don't run off, say what you mean, talk to me. DJ Nas, what's good, my nigga, what's the fee? Sheesh, I'm really rapping up the yeesh. I've been getting money off the music two-way pay now. Got the logo PNG, I drop it any day now. Power by Virginia, power by the beat of wave now. Beat the streets, I send it over, they gon' get it played now. I've been getting money off the music two-way pay now. Got the logo PNG, I drop it any day now. Power by Virginia, power by the beat of wave now. Beat the streets, I send it over, they gon' get it played now. It's phenomenal, 3 years in the making. Loud, put that groundwork in, don't mistake it. Every night of every day is no complaining. Lobby posted at the store when it's raining. We was live in the V, we at the loud house. Now it's members only, others they fouled out. From the outside they see, they had to find out. When you come around the energy is loud now. Oh, we shining over here, oh that what homie said. See that jealousy will have you living on the edge. Got your background on some 3D digital for real, and it's really clear, for real. I've been getting money off the music two-way pay now. Got the logo PNG, I drop it any day now. Power by Virginia, power by the beat of wave now. Beat the streets, I send it over, they gon' get it played now. I've been getting money off the music two-way pay now. Got the logo PNG, I drop it any day now. Power by Virginia, power by the beat of wave now. Beat the streets, I send it over, they gon' get it played now.
Yo. Good evening. Happy Wednesday to you all. Thank you for tapping in, tuning in on another Wednesday here with your girl T SPILLS on Power by Virginia Network. This evening, we have a very special guest, someone that's not new to T SPILLS platform by far, but still nonetheless very special every time she graces us with her presence, Miss Josephena Winfield.
Yes, ma'am. You know, it's always a pleasure. I love when I get to come up here with you and build. I love it.
I love you coming and building. Tonight's topic is going to be healing, guys. So, hope you done grab y'all a cup and pull on up and get ready to be full. So, healing. The definition for healing, and sorry guys. So, bringing this month up, because this is ending up the month of July, which is the 7th month, which is the number of completeness. So as we're wrapping up the completeness of all the things we have went through thus far, and we don't even have to go back that deep, just understanding even to the beginning of this year, right? When we go back and we look at the levels in our elevation, because most people are who are ready and acceptable are being awakened in a spiritual awakening. So people are coming to grasp with just who they are and where their position is, whether they recognize it, acknowledge it or not. It's just happening amongst everybody. So when we understand that, right, we move on to 7 of completeness. And as we take the practicality of the flesh, which represents the flesh, and we take the spiritual, which is the being, the soul, the essence of who we are, and we blend them and we find the balance in them, then we can come on to the new beginning that is approaching. So, what better way to end the month of July than with healing? So, as we end the month of July with healing, healing, the process, this is the Oxford definition, the process of making or becoming sound or healthy again, in the noun form. In the adjective form is to tend to heal, therapeutics, and in the biblical form it occurs through integrity. No, it occurs through integrating forces that restore, transform, sustain, and nurture the whole person, mind, body, and spirit. In each phase, in every dimension of life, and within relationships of the person to the creation, to other people, and to God. Okay, so I said a lot. And I will come back and I will touch on all of those as we discuss healing.
Wow, healing, it's a deep word, because a lot of times we feel like that we are healed, but we're not, because you have to know what you're healing from. Now, we can have like big situations in our lives that we say, okay, I overcame it, but did you heal from it? Can you still be triggered by it? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I feel like a lot of times we don't talk about triggers. We don't talk about those things that get under our skin a lot, because we try to push it down in our subconscious. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's good that you said triggers, because we have talked about triggers before, and we're understanding triggers. Triggers come throughout your healing process.
Right.
And if you don't recognize or acknowledge triggers, then it will off balance or offset your forward progression in your healing. So, and I'm glad you said about different phases of healing, because even as when I was researching healing, in all different aspects or whatever, and I was realizing that in all of them, it's all about phases. And talking about phases, before I get into that, healing, why was healing something that you wanted to kind of dive into on this evening?
Because I feel like it is something that I wish that was talked about more. We always talk about, what we're going through currently, what we've been through, but we don't talk about, have we healed from it, or are we healing from it? Because you have to understand, once you're healed, you can do a little bit more, but while you're healing, you're vulnerable.
Come on.
And you have to know what those vulnerabilities are. But if we don't see that we may have overcome it, yes, I'm not in that anymore, but we don't see that we're still healing from it, then we allow certain things to happen in our lives, and we're trying to figure out, why can't I get out of this, or why am I still in this? It's because you're not healed yet. You're still healing. You have to recognize it. So I wanted to kind of just touch bases on that, here on your beautiful platform with you, because I know the insight that you can give on that, it's going to bless people, as you always do. But it just
likewise.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, though. Likewise.
That's my sister.
Yes, a little bit, sis. She was stuffing a bit stuffer though. Yeah. Okay. So you said a lot, and you hit on a lot of good things as always. And that's why I was happy when you said healing, because who better to talk about healing than you? Like, really. It's what you do in your profession. It's what you do in your day-to-day life. It's what you've done in your new journey. It's a lot of things that you're doing. So healing coming from you and your diverse perspective of it is going to be extra dope. So we're going to dive into that as well. Hey, everybody out there. We're here to see y'all. Hey, Miss Cheryl. Hey, Malika. Hey, big shout out to Malika TBD, my sponsor that sponsors me, T Spills. Beautiful person inside and out. She has become my friend. Hey, Mr. Marion. Hey, Miss Majette. Hey, Mom. How y'all doing? Thank you so much for tuning in, tapping in with us this evening, talking about healing. You guys know you can always call in at 757-964-9367. 757-964-9367 as we dig and dive into healing. Okay. So, when you were like, about healing and how you're vulnerable, right? That brings me to when I was looking up healing, because again, I'm trying to blend in practicality as well as spirituality. And then I looked it up even in a medical sense of healing, because now that's kind of like the try thing, and I like to try. Mm-hmm. So, healing by primary is what they call it. And this is a doctor's term, or medical term, I should say. Healing by primary intentions is when you have like somewhere you get a surgery, some type of surgical precision, or some skin adhesive like stitches or some sutures of some sort, right? This is when you're doing the healing by primary intentions. Okay, and I'm gonna come back to, and I'm gonna correlate it again a little bit more after I break them down. The secondary intention is following in closely and letting it naturally just heal up. So like, say if it's just like a minor cut, you don't have to put a band-aid on it, you don't have to get stitches and nothing like that, you just let it heal. Okay, then you have what they call the third healing, which is also called the Territon healing, which is delayed primary wound healing after 4 to 6 days, usually after granulated tissue has formed. Okay, now when we talked about phases, every wound goes through various stages of healing depending upon the type of wound and the severity. Okay, so now as we can break this down into a personal perspective, into a realistic perspective, when we're talking about healing, I feel that most of us do a various of the healing intentions or the healing steps. I feel like a lot of us go and we seek the help for things, but if you understand that where that territory healing comes from, the third one is the delayed. So a lot of us, I feel like we delay stuff because we feel it and we just don't want to acknowledge it, or we just don't want to step into it sometimes, or to step away from it sometimes, depending on what it requires in the healing process. I think that one is one that I can see as people exhibiting and just letting it do what it want to do. I feel like a lot of people just do that too. Like, I don't understand it. I don't really know what to do with it. So I'm just going to leave it, and I'm just going to hope it just do something. It's going to get better. Yeah. Like, I can see people in all these phases. Like, even though these are actual phases for an actual physical wound, I can see this as our spiritual wounds, as our emotional wounds, as our mental wounds, and our physical wounds. You know what I'm saying? I can see us moving in this way. So I'm saying that to pose the question, so you can't answer. To pose the question of which one of these do you relate to?
I want to say I relate to the third one, because listening to you and you explain it, that's when, you know, it's healed, like it's almost there. And a lot of times we all want to not have to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, to get to 10. We want to be able to just 1 to 10 and get there. But healing is a process. You can't, it's not automatic. It doesn't happen automatic. It's not overnight. Just like with a flesh wound, spiritual wound, emotional wound, whatever the wounds you have, it all takes time. You have to know where to go, who to go, how to be able to get the best advice so that you can heal. So I want to say that the third one because I want to get there. I just want to get there, but I understand the beauty in all three. There's beauty in it all because you learn something about it. Can even if it's physical, you learn something about your body. Emotional, you learn something about yourself in each phase. And if our perspective is off, we won't see it like that.
Come on, that's facts. That's absolute facts there. Absolute facts. So with healing, can you say like what were some of the coping mechanisms, or what are some of the coping mechanisms that you are able to use to aid you through the healing process?
Well, I would say that it's having a silver lining perspective. Your perspective is everything. Your perspective can turn something that looks horrible into something beautiful, and it can change the way you look at it. So that's going to change the way how you move through it. It's kind of like you choosing to move along with like this heavy boulder on your shoulder, when if you just look at it as this is making me stronger, and I'm gonna become stronger after this. Just like a quick example. So I say perspective, and the silver lining, just being positive, trying to have a positive outlook, even when it doesn't doesn't look positive. Just having a positive outlook and knowing that I'm gonna come out better from this healing. I'm gonna become better. I'm going through this. Yes, this hurts to talk about this with my therapist, or this hurts to have to deal with this healing on me. But once it's over, I'm gonna have a better result. I'm gonna be a better me. So I think perspective is definitely a coping mechanism, and for me, praying and seeking wise counsel when I do feel down or out, talking to somebody who can give me encouragement but give me the real too. And patience. The P's, perspective and patience. 3 P's, perspective, patience, and prayer. That's the best coping I can do.
That's dope. Super dope. I like that. It's very dope. And I just want to, when we talk about perspective and just finding ways to understand that your healing you're doing in ways that you may not even realize. So I brought down some synonyms, right, for healing, so you can understand that you're actually doing this in more ways than what you realize. Anytime you relieve yourself from something, you are healing. Anytime you ameliorate, which means to help, you are healing. Whenever you ease something on or off you, you are healing. Whenever you help your situation or yourself or whoever, you are healing. Whenever you soften your response or your reaction, you're healing. Or your words or your tone, you're healing. Whenever you lessen something that you were over or was occupying too much of your time outside of your priorities, you are healing. Whenever you can mitigate, which means to kind of like decide or find a way out of, like it's something between one thing or another. So whenever you are choosing the righteous or the more feeding or soothing for yourself, or whatever is growing you or grooming you lean into that, then you're healing. Whenever anything that aggravates any of this is contrary to your healing, so you need to stop doing that. These are ways we are healing daily that we don't even understand. Like, healing is a process. And as I've done my research, I realize it's a very long process, longer than what I even imagined. I thought that once you healed from something, you were just healed from it. No, but it's levels to this shit. And remember before, I used to always say, it's levels to this, it's levels to this. And it really is levels to this. That was the best song he ever made. See, it's some prophetic things and some secular things. You just got to listen to it, I'm just saying. Because the man was telling the truth. There's levels to this. So with these levels come sub-levels, I feel. And then come other levels, depending on how long something has tarried. Because it's like, you got to think, if it was a series of things that happen, right? It's building like a ball, or like you take rubber bands, you keep wrapping them one and one and one. That's a great analogy. One and one and one. It makes one big, heavy ball. These light things make one big, heavy ball. So you got to think, if you're healing now after all of that, you got to take off every last one of those strings. So every time you do it, it feels good. It feels great. It's something new. It's something different. But it's still a process and you're still doing it. Yeah. Like, it's a girl's name. I don't even know who it is on my Facebook page. Her name Currently Learning. I love it. Because I am currently learning a lot of things. That is like...
Same.
Currently learning. I mean, I guess as we all are or should, but I definitely am.
I think you can be currently learning, but when you're aware, when you're aware of your learning, and you understand it and you appreciate it.
Come on.
No matter what part that you're in, you're appreciating it. It makes it, it gives you the quality that we all should want in our healing process.
Yeah.
Currently learning.
Currently learning, baby. Yes. I have a lot of scriptures too. I think I'm going to put them in there that I just want to throw out for healing that you can go to. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them in the book of Psalms, Jeremiah, Isaiah, Matthew, John. I'm gonna put them in the thing, but it's a lot of them. And I looked them up, just healing. Just because, again, I told you I'm going to try to have a complete balance, because I am a balance of practicality and spirituality. And I want to give from both perspectives, because I feel like that's the whole point. God, I feel like that's the whole point. So, I'm going to definitely bring that out and drop that in the chat, so you guys can
how there's so many different places that you can go in order to be able to pull something for healing.
Yes,
so many different places.
Limitless.
That's the amazing thing.
Super dope. Super dope. That is super dope. And that's why, look, again, go back. See how all the episodes, whether I pick them, the guests pick them, it don't matter. They always go together. Last week, it was no excuses. So we're taking no excuses because there are no excuses. And being the better you, like, it's been pushed on all kind of platforms and sites and stuff recently, where all kind of like people in religious backgrounds, people of the world, and all of them are pushing the same message. The same message is that this is not the time to stop. This is the time to keep going. And then the same message is that you gotta fix you. You gotta do you. You gotta be in position, because right now we have to be the best us that we can be. Our lives, our very lives depend on it, because it's not just a practical or flesh thing at this time. It is deeper, and I've been saying it, and it is real. Like, you got to think, it's a lot of things that are taking place, whether you are knowledgeable or not. Things are still occurring, right? That's the one thing about time. Whatever you do with it has no reflection on it. Time is a constant. It's going to keep going, and it's going to tie back into healing.
Right.
But we have to understand this. These are things that are going on, and it's all kind of phenomena that are happening. It's all kind of shifts that are occurring and taking place in high powers and low powers, in households, on individual, on national, on global, on city, and on state. Whether it's political, whether it's survival, whether it's basic human need. Listen, we are in a time where we must be accountable for who we are.
Exactly.
We must be accountable for who we are. And what I mean by this is, look, these people don't care about us. Let me tell y'all one thing. This evening, right? Perfectly right. We definitely have to get ourselves together, because our children have to be right. Do I agree with that, Mr. Myron? Yes. Myron. I don't know. I hope I'm saying it right. I appreciate you. Come on. Now, what I'm trying to tell y'all this weekend, right? It was an incident that happened, and we were at a location, and we called the ambulance, right? We called the ambulance. Okay. Now, granted, it is later in the wee hours of the mornings after 12 o'clock a.m. So, granted, it is a little late, and granted, it is a lot of people. Not really a lot, but at least probably 10. Okay. So, I kind of get it. Okay, but what I don't get it. Okay, let me explain to you. So, the instead of the ambulance coming to the location, the two police cars pull up. They pull up, they get out, they're ready, right? However, you have a particular group of people because we are definitely looking for help because somebody needs help, but not that help. So we were humble or whatever the case may be. So they're telling us that the reason why the ambulance didn't come and they were called out because it was too many people, right? Now one time, as these officers are talking to us, we see the ambulance riding by, right? Now, mind you, that means they are on the same street right across from the location looking onward to what is taking place instead of coming to save a life. Now, I'm not a medical professional, nor have I ever been. However, I know that there is an oath that they must take to perform this type of duty. And I know in the oath that it's to protect or to save or to try their best. And that was not their best, nor was that their minimum, nor was that even their least. They just threw up their hands. They didn't offer us, well, would you disperse or can y'all disperse, or didn't offer us anything because we would have dispersed. The only reason why we were there was to ensure that the person was okay. So what I'm saying is, when I say that they don't care about us, I'm not talking about a color. I'm talking about the powers that be. Population control is the agenda, and I'm about to tie all this back into healing. But that's why we must heal. That's why we got to be ready. That's why we got to be at our best, because things about to shift for us, and we have become so comfortable that when we forget that real stuff is going on outside of ourselves, outside of your neighborhood, outside of your city, outside of your state, outside of your country. Understand, people, this is big. So it's no more time to sleep. It's no more time to say, oh, but that don't bother me, that don't concern me. That is the most simplest mindset you can have, because it sets us back as people. Yeah. Now we have to be reactive instead of proactive. I'm about to digress, I promise. That ties into healing, because we have to be healed to operate properly. We cannot operate properly if we are not healed, and that is a fact. You're going to operate out of your bitterness, out of your hurt, out of your anger, out of your lack, because for the lack of understanding, for the lack of knowledge, my people will perish.
Come on.
We do not need no more lack of knowledge, because knowledge is healed. We just got to listen. See, forget. This is why our people get lost, right? Because we be so worried about who bring the message. It don't matter who bring the message, baby. Listen, all that matter is that the message is there. You are accountable. See, if you discredit the message because you didn't like the message, baby, I'm so sorry for you, and I will pray for you, because, baby, listen, you cannot not listen to the message because of the messenger. You going to miss every time. It's never going to come in the package that you want it to come in, baby. It just don't. So I'm telling you this to say this. When it comes to healing, we got to be in position to heal. I'm going to shut up and let's just talk about the healing. And your feelings about the healing. Oh, yes. Your feelings about the healing.
Listen, I don't know. Especially because you just gave it to me like it needed to be. It's true. I mean, it's true. You got to put yourself in position. A couple of days ago, somebody posted, and I reposted in my own way about, this is not the time to be spiritually, ignorant.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Be spiritually dead. It's not the time. This is not it. We are out of that. We cannot. If you want to live, we cannot. If you want to progress, if you want our children and our children's children to progress and have a fighting chance out here, you cannot. You have to heal. You have to rip off those ugly Band-Aids, those ugly you have to look, and you have to look at really look at yourself. Not look at yourself for who you want everybody else to see you as, but look at yourself for who you really are. And get it together. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to?
fear. Look, let me tell you.
Yeah,
You
that's
got to
it.
get over fear, because on the other side of fear, baby, is the shit. Listen,
That's
on the
it.
other side of fear, baby, let me tell you. I was,
everything.
listen, on the other side of fear is everything that you want. It's I'm telling you, it's something. On the other side of fear is success. On the other side of fear is opportunity. Yes, you're going to hear another no. Yes, you're going to hear somebody else that don't give you the answer that you want. Yes, you're going to maybe get hurt again. Yes, you're going to maybe find, because see, guess what, baby? Life is not supposed to be just like this.
Nope.
Think about how would you appreciate life if it went just like that. Nobody likes
We hate
monotone.
those roads.
Come on. Everybody like a little. People mad right now because they took away the roller coaster on Greenwood Drive. Listen, we don't appreciate certain things at certain times, but then when we don't have them anymore, we understood what it was. You understood where you were at because of that hill. You knew you was right there on that street every time, because why? It was the hill on that street. It's certain streets we got like that in Portsmouth. You know those streets, they stick out. They're landmarks.
Same thing in the country.
Yeah.
The winding roads. You don't appreciate till you gone. You just got straight.
Come on.
That's it. You just
So,
got straight.
as we correlate this back to life, that's how life is.
Yeah.
We're not going to appreciate it. You appreciate the stuff that got the little edge, and that's why life is like that, because it keep you on your toes. Because if you're comfortable, you ain't growing.
That's it. Say it again.
If you're comfortable, you ain't growing.
Think
You ain't
about
healing
that.
either.
Right. You're not healing. That's the big. You're not healing. If you're comfortable, you're not growing. You're not healing. Why do you want to stay in the box?
Again, fear. I cross that out. That means, oh no, that's fear. So I'm going to make one for fear. Forget about every, and it ain't, we're going to spell wrong. Every wrong choice. God dang on it. Listen. Forget about every wrong choice. We ain't doing, and I still did it wrong. Forget every, y'all don't say about it. And I didn't use my fingers at everything. Lord, stop it.
Tell them.
Forget everything about wrong. That's the only thing I'm thinking. It don't begin with a W. I know it begins with a W and not an R. I know, but we're gonna say wrong because I can't think of anything. R. I can't think of anything.
You have it by next
I might. That ain't, yeah. But yeah, for real. Seriously though. Uncomfortability breeds all your new things. That's why, look, and stop giving the enemy and outside things so much credit, because sometimes it be God letting your stuff fall apart. Because you know why? In order for you to get to that next, and I use this as a reference all the time, because sometimes y'all know stuff when you know it. Like Home, what was that movie? Why Did I Get Married? If Jill Scott, I forgot the lady she played, the big wife, when they never went to the edge of the mountain, she would have never got to get close to her next. She met him already, but they won't talking like that because of the position they was in. She would have never got closer to her next, her greater, somebody who helped her change her whole life around, her whole dynamic change, because her greater was on the other side of fear. Fear of losing the old thing that she needed to lose because it served her no more purpose to get the new thing that was greater. Yeah, she had to go to a medium, and the medium was the mountain. But listen, as the mountains in your life come, you got to learn how to just sit at that thing, rest in God, and then wait for your greater to come, baby, because I'm telling you, fear will stunt everything about you. When I say this last year has really got me out of everything, whether I was fearful or bashful or shy, whatever word you want to use, even if it won't fear, I can't step in that no longer. I can't walk in the residue of that, because guess what? I am a conqueror through Christ Jesus. The strength is me. You understand? So I gotta walk like I talk it. You understand? Because if you gonna pray while worry, if you gonna worry while pray, you have to learn how to heal yourself sometime, baby, because too many times we like to be victims, and we cannot have a victimizing spirit, because you will not heal when you are always the victim. You will not heal when it's always everybody else's fault. You will not heal if you want to keep holding on to stuff that no longer serves you no purpose. You will not heal if you do not know how to let stuff go, and it ain't for them, baby. Every time it's for you. Choose you. You gotta choose you. See, we pick and choose when people want to choose us. We want to choose us when it's cute, when it's convenient.
Okay.
You gotta choose me even on the things that hurt, that's a little gritty, that ain't easy to walk away from, because you want to be heard, because you want to get your point across, because you want to get your shit off. Sometimes you gotta learn how that ain't even how you gotta do it, and if you feel that prominent about it, write it down and burn it. write it down and give it to him. I don't know. Sometimes you're not gonna get an apology. You're not gonna get the understanding. Sometimes the understanding is just to understand that it just is what it is, and that's what it is. Period. We gotta learn how to pick and choose, because life is real short, and we say that. And I heard, oh, you want something to say? Because I keep talking. Okay. And I heard today, the man was like, dang, I lost it. That don't make no sense. Jesus, oh Lord. Okay, so the man said, I can't say what the man said. I'm gonna have to talk about something else. Let's talk about it. You hitting all the topics. I can't type fast enough for every comment. Oh, thank you. What's up, Rich? What's up, Mary? What's up, Ma? How you doing? Walking your authority. Look, I know I done chopped off a little bit right quick, y'all. It goes like that sometimes. But look. Go ahead, tell me something, Josephena. I know you got something good to tell me.
I remember when we were at your beautiful award ceremony, which was beautiful. Which was gorgeous.
Oh, shoot. I love my stuff.
Gorgeous. And somebody had said, life is not short. It's just that it's too late when you realize, like, what life is. When to choose you. And I felt that, because think about the things that you start later on, like, dang, if I would have did this 3 years ago, why I didn't do this 2 years ago? It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that hard. And I think it's when we stop and we let those mountains stop us. We look at them as hurdles. Instead of as things to come over, testimonies to talk about, ways to empower other people, how we can empower ourselves, how we can say, how do old people say, how I got over. Yeah, how you got over. You can't have a testimony if you don't have no test.
Yeah.
Really.
Facts. And that's why God sometimes allows us to be in the positions and places and go things to fall place like they do too, because it's for him to get the glory. Let's understand what the whole purpose is for.
Yeah.
He want his glory and his testimony. Like, he can't get no testimony if you don't never have a test.
Yeah.
And he can't test you and what you got going on and how you doing, because people talk good.
Real
but
good.
That don't mean that's how they gonna walk, and he know that because he know us. And he will, yeah. And I remember what it was. We take small things for granted. The small victories. And I don't want to take my victory for granted. I'm very elated still that I have won the Queen's Award for Podcaster of the Year. Thank you so much, Monique and Senior, baby. I love you. I meant to bring my stuff in too twice. It ain't nothing but but listen. But I'm very appreciative of that, because I was amongst some beautiful people on this. Yeah, it was great. It helped me in my inner process. And again, on the other side of fear, not saying that I was fearful, because I've been in rooms, but fearful, like, accepting who you are, because sometimes you like to be in the background, you like to be lowercase, and if that ain't for you, it don't matter about what you want. God coming for what he wants you to be, period. And it's either you can get with the program or you can die. And it ain't necessarily like that, but a spiritual death is something worse, because now he don't know you, and if he don't know you, then you out bad.
Yeah, man.
And the thing we take for granted is coming and going. In the morning, we just walk out the house. In the evening, we walk out the house, and we in our mind, we're guaranteed arrival back at the house, but that ain't so.
That's not so.
And so many things that could occur from here just out to the stop sign, really. But it's so many things that could occur, and we just take that for granted. See, if we had faith, because it's crazy, because people have faith. Let's talk about it. People got faith in what they want to have faith in.
Yes.
Because we have faith in all the wrong things. Let's talk about it. We have faith that this phone gonna cut on every time we hit that button, if it's charged up. We got faith that car is gonna start when we put that key in there. If it ain't nothing wrong with it. We got faith that this chair gonna hold us up when we sit down. We just sit down. We don't do no tests. And this should be one of the things we probably test every time. You don't know how many butts have been in here, baby. We don't do that, though. We just go ahead. We take for granted that the drinks that come out the machine is right. I ain't put no poison to that nigga.
Come on.
We have faith. See, so we gotta understand how to put our faith, how to place our faith. And all God be wanting is just a little bit more time. Just a little bit more relationship time, intimacy time. And what I mean by intimacy, for the weirdos in the back, is about close personal time. Close personal time. Close personal time. You and him talking about it. Not just because you want something. Just to give him praise. Just to love on him. Just to thank him. Just to let him love on you. Just to cry to him. Then maybe you can ask him for something too. I ain't saying that either, but I'm just saying. Like, I don't know. I think we play with God too much. We think he a genie or something, or he just a Captain Save-A-Ho, and that ain't what he is.
Right.
He's more than that. He requires things, like, and people, and I understand why people, you know, don't try to discredit him and things because people don't represent him in a proper light. But don't fall short because, again, the messenger. Don't let the messenger distort the message. Take the message for what it is. Because it will always be false everything. You got to be able to, that's why you're awakening. That's why you're understanding. That's why in all I understand to get understanding. That's why you got to seek them for yourself. You got to seek diligently. And whatever you're participating in, for real. You need to be seeking diligently. We got to stop having, so much faith in man for our healing, for our everything. We put too much of ourselves, our most important parts in somebody else's hands.
Man, listen. So true. So true.
We do though. We give man so much of us.
Wow, and give God so little.
And when I say man, I ain't talking about just a man. I'm talking about man, humankind.
Yeah.
And we have become so inhumane at the same time.
Right.
Because again, going back to that ambulance situation, that was very inhumane to me. And that was the city of Portsmouth. Sorry, Portsmouth. We was doing good, but y'all really dropped the ball on that one. Really dropped the ball on that one.
Wow. And it's not funny that you say that, but I've had an experience where I've had to, like, I'm a busy person, so I'm always on the go. And I literally had no choice but to sit still for an extended period of time. And in that time, I healed from things that I never thought that I never thought I still had a wound from.
Mm-hmm.
I thought there was no wound. I thought it was healed. It was done. You couldn't see the scar, with the bio oil on it. It's just gone. You can't see it, but it wasn't true. It was still there. It was recognizing that I still needed to heal. And just taking that time and just understanding who God is and how sometimes he's going to sit you still.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't agree to have that time with him, that intimacy with him, to sit down and read or just pray or, just talk to him, he's going to make you have time.
Mm-hmm. You got no choice.
No choice.
Voluntary or involuntary.
Yes, ma'am. Because it's for God's glory.
Talk about it.
And he's going to get his glory.
Period.
One way or another.
Period. Because that goes back to, let's reiterate for the people, that he wants it throughout integrating forces that restore, transform, sustain, and nurture the whole person, mind, body, and spirit at each phase and in each dimension. In every dimension of life. And within relationships of the person to the creator, other people, and to God. Okay. Had to read it again. I messed it up a little bit, y'all. But I run it up again just to say, like, healing is so deep, like, it has to encompass all your healing. That's how you get complete healing at some point. Mm-hmm. I don't know what the point would be. It's different times for different people. Again, going back to this one, based on the type of the wound and the severity of the wound. Because some wounds can be healed just like that. Because it may just be you doing one of these words, relieving yourself of something, easing yourself from something, helping yourself from something, softening something, lessening something. So it could be something small as that, and that make it work. But then there's certain things, again, like they have that rubber band effect. Take a little bit more time. So just healing, y'all. So it's no more excuses, because we definitely got to be healing. Healing. And y'all can call in too. We thank y'all for y'all comments. He says society is taking our faith, prayers out of the school. And that's fact.
And that's why at home we have to make sure we got it together. so they can go in and do it themselves in their own privacy. They know what to say. They know I can, if I'm alone, I can talk to God at any time if I want to. You know, that's why at home, that's why we gotta get together, because society is the what did you say? The forces that be, they're not for us. They're not for that. They're for their agenda, but we have to remember what our agenda
is, and that's why we got to step up. That's why it's like it's no more time to play, because we gotta look at how everything is kind of like shifting. And when I say it's all aspect schooling, they're not teaching these kids for real no more. They all about numbers. It's like a lot of things. We got to be cause we are our kids' first teachers, regardless of whether we understood it or not. We taught them behaviors, speech patterns, all that kind of stuff they learn. That's why it's different kids. They act different because they come from different houses. So we all are our children's first teachers. So well, understanding that, we got to understand we are our children's everlasting teacher. As long as we are their parent, that's our dual role, is to teach. Because that is what parenting is, teaching. So that's why if you may not be literal or intellectually in tune for something, but you got morals, values, principles, respect, life lessons, because you experience life. So everybody got something to offer. Like, I hate when people try to use that as an excuse. That's not an excuse.
Right.
Because you got something to offer still. You may not have whatever somebody else see, and that's the thing. We got to understand, we got to work what we got. And for the things we don't have, that's why they have these programs. So look, I'm going to be coming with you guys as soon as I have availability to it myself. Some type of either link or list of collaborative resources that you guys can utilize for just various things or needs, or just resources period you can use for youth specifically. But I'm gonna have some for mothers and fathers and parents and stuff like that alike. But I will be having that coming up soon. I do want to try to be on the lookout for that. I'm going to post these scriptures in there for anybody who would like to look at them. And healing, man, that's so dope.
It is dope, and it's dope when you get it. Once you get it, you got it. You're on fire, cause can't nothing stop you after you choose to choose you and you choose to heal. Nothing can stop you. Can't nobody phase you.
Big fan.
Yeah, cause with who God says I am. God does not want us, believe it or not, God does not want us to be angry, abused, broke. God doesn't want us to be like that. He doesn't want that for us.
That's why. Go ahead.
No, you're fine. Go ahead. Because we have to decide when we're tired and we want the best for us. His will is the best for us.
Come on.
So once we decide, all right, it's all you. You got it. The desires of our hearts, either he's going to give it to us or they're going to shift and change to lean towards his will. Why not? Why not? I'll take a cut. I'll take a little cut. I'll take a little bruise. I'll take a little uncomfortability to get to what I need to get to for me, for my kids, for the world, for my calling, for my purpose, for my push.
Talk about it.
I'll take it. But some people don't want it because their perspective, they don't have patience.
But again, that's an involuntary thing, because you're going to get it either way. It's just going to depict on how you're going to be able to deal with it, how you're going to go through that thing. Because we all get those things, no matter, because again, it's a continual process. So we all get those things. It's just that some people like to either wallow in the misery or in it, try to skip it, go under it, around it, or whatever. I don't know, but it's like we have to, and we gotta be well in it though, because it builds so much character inside of there. Like, it's so much of you that's built, because the whole thing, again, it's not him punishing you, it is him preparing you, because you gotta be a different kind of person. See, look, you gotta be built a certain kind of way, right? Okay, let's look at something like gangs or something, right? I don't know the whole logistics, but I'm assuming that it's a hierarchy. I know that. So when you a foot soldier, you just do whatever they tell you to do, right? When you on a higher level than that, then you get to tell the foot soldier what to do. But you got to answer to somebody. So when you're on a high level of that, then you probably tell them too what to do. You see how it works? So it's the same thing with how you gotta be. You gotta work your way up to levels. You gotta do certain things to get to certain levels, and it's things within the levels that you gotta be responsible of as far as like with healing and with growing. And I use that for, I don't know why I use that analogy now. Oh, you gotta be built. Yes, you gotta be built for the next level, and you can't just go into that level with this, being this person. So you're gonna have to be weathered and shaped and formed and beat into place to get to the next level. And that's just how it goes. Like, because you can't you never know how to thicken your skin until you gotta thicken your skin. You never know how to say no until you gotta say no. You never know how to excuse yourself from something until you gotta excuse yourself from something. Like, you never know these things until you actually do them. So for some things you have to do to understand, and especially if depending on how you learn. Are you an easy learner? Are you hard headed? Are you stubborn? Do you like to go pick stuff back up?
That. Do you like to go pick stuff back up? That's the one.
Yeah. And I think that's what delays the healing process. Because it's like we go back, we pick back with the scab. Pick the scab off. Like, ooh, I want to play with it. Hey, you play with the scab. And now you bleeding again now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I started all over again, but yeah, started the process all over again.
And if you think about it, look at how ugly it be when you play with it, opposed to when you just let it heal. Mm-hmm. Look at that though. How ugly it be when you play with it, because you gotta keep going back, picking with it. It's ugly because some of it healed, then you pick some of it off, so now I gotta reheal. Then it's that on that, then you pick it off. Then think about it, keep going back. Just think about how that does to you, your inner works. Your soul, your emotions. That's why it's so harder now when you feel like, that's why the healing takes a little longer, because we kept picking it. I got to keep going back. Well, I did 10 months. Okay, I'm going to go back. And it don't be what it, and then it don't even be what it is. So you be like, dang.
Why do that? Why mess with that?
Why start that again? It's just, yeah.
Like you said, it's all a process, and you just have to make sure you're making progress.
Hey, bars,
just a little bit. Just little bars. You just have to, because you'll never get to what you want. Like, especially like if you have big dreams and dream big, nothing is impossible.
Nope.
Dream big. If something is in your head and it's an idea and it's coming back, God didn't put it there for no reason. Nope. You know, seek wise counsel, get what you need and go for it. Nothing is impossible. And I feel like sometimes we look at our environment, we look around us and we're like, man, I can't do that. That's not, that happened for them, but that's not going to happen for me. Mm-hmm. And it goes back to fear. You know what I'm saying? Fear will keep you from healing. Like, understand how fear is, like, God did not give us a spirit of fear at all. That is the work of the enemy, point blank, period.
Or the inner me. The inner me, because that doubt, I'm going to tell you, he played with doubt, because we give him doubt. That's normally why we fear, because of doubt. Mm-hmm. Normally that's why we fear, because we doubt ourselves, or we doubt the process, or we doubt the thing, or we doubt the end result. I'm sorry.
No, it's true. That's good. That's like the inner me. Ooh. That's deep.
The enemy is most of the time our enemy. It normally is not God. I mean, the enemy. Like, it's not really the enemy most of the time. Most of the time it's us. Because it's that flesh. Because it's the fight. Because you got to think. It's like a duality, okay? So, you got your spiritual, you got your physical, right? So, they are in there dwelling. That's why I think it's like a fire in us. I've been looking at a lot of stuff. I think that's why it's the fire in us. That's why we breathe out carbon. You know what I'm saying? It's the fire in us. Nothing comes from carbon. I mean, nothing produces carbon unless it's on fire. It's burning. Wow. But anyway, because I think that's the inner me. That's that fighting constantly and a constant pull. That's why most people tell you it's me. I can't nobody stop me but me. Can't nobody hold me up but me. For most people, that is the case. Mm-hmm. because it's that inner me. It's that me stopping me from me. It ain't nobody else. I'm not gonna let them stop it because I'm gonna do da 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 da. Or I'm gonna be da 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 da. But then I look at me, or I do whatever with me, or I don't push me, or and be that inner me, that doubt for whatever reason. And everybody got different levels of that.
Right.
Because it might not be them particularly. It might be the process. It might be how to get there. And then, again, they go back to that faith thing. We believe in what we want to believe in. We have faith and we want to. So we have the capability to have faith. Mm-hmm. We just got to know how to apply faith because we already doing it. We working it daily. In the wrong, not necessarily the wrong things, but in the wrong things. And we took that same energy and put that and having that same faith, like that real, true, believe faith. Because that's what real faith is, to know.
No.
Cause we know that the car, we know that cause we move like we know. We know we coming home tonight. Mm-hmm. We don't even second guess like what if I don't. We don't even prepare. We don't even. we know. We believe that.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly.
Wow.
That was a deep one for me. I was like, ooh, yes.
Yeah. Imagine if we had that now faith for everything.
For everything. It would happen too.
It would happen.
See, because that was the difference between us and them. That's why things just happened and were just there. Because some of them had that now faith. Mm-hmm. They can make it. They made it. They made it shake. And they came and they spoke. And he said, because you could speak to.
Listen, our pastor's dope, dog.
Ain't he though? Look, because that's what I'm thinking about.
All right, yeah.
Right now.
Dope, dog.
Big shout out to Pastor Aldran Burden.
Yes. Big shout out.
Senior. Yes, major shout out. He is dope though. Great leader.
Yes.
Great leader. Yeah, he definitely is. God definitely be times on. For real. For me too. Like, yeah, telling me the words. I be like, yes. But healing, man. Yeah, that's a great example of healing also. Talking about him. He's a great example of healing as well. Healing, man. Healing. So we all doing. Make sure we continue to heal people. You got anything else to say about healing, about for movement completeness, new beginning?
Just that, in your healing process, recognize what your triggers are and recognize what you need to do while you're healing. Does that mean you need to step away from people, step away from environment, step away from things? If it means that, do it. It's not going you'll be all right. You'll be okay. If it's for you, it's gonna be for you. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And really lean into who it is that you want to be. I do these groups with a local jail, one time a week, and I always talk about different topics. I talk about healing. I talk about being your best self. And we always talk about your why. Understand, why are you doing this? Who are you doing this for? Mm-hmm. What is your purpose? I want God to get the glory out of my story. Mm-hmm. I want my heart's desire to be what His will is. Mm-hmm. That's for me. But for other people, I want them to know what is your why? Some people's why are their kids. Our kids, our kids are a part of our why. But some people's why, this is why I do everything. This is solely it. I don't have anything else. Some people's I want to be better. But understand your why and understand that you need to heal in order for you to become your best self. Because you will never be able to reach that pivotal point when it's time to go. When you close your eyes, say that I've done my good work if you don't heal. And healing means forgiving.
Yes, come on, talk about it.
Because that's the thing. Do you realize that's the thing that holds people up the most?
Forgiving.
Think about that. You not forgiving somebody else or not forgiving yourself.
It holds you up.
That's nuts. We hold us. It's never nobody else.
Nope.
It's always us.
Yes.
I did a post the other day. Well, a couple weeks ago, I said, "Oh my gosh, I finally forgave the 23-year-old me." And people that get it, got it. People that don't, you just don't. But that was huge. We all can think about a point in our lives where it's dang, why? All you think about is, why did I do this? Why did I do that? Why did I do this? Because we haven't forgiven ourselves. But when you can forgive yourself and let it go, man.
It's so much weight lifted off of you.
The weight, and what did you say about how healing is when you have the tension of something off of you, the release of something. Mm-hmm. It's huge and it's vital. Mm-hmm. And it's not cheesy and it's not corny. I think it's cheesy and corny when you feel I can just be this, I am, you know, this is just who I am. No, you have to evolve and evolve in the proper way, not just evolve in age. How horrible is it for you to be the same way at 21 that you are at 61?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that. I don't want that. The same mentality. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I may have grown in some areas, but I have not grown to be able to give back. I have not grown to be able to push the lower generations. That's I don't want that.
Mm-mm.
So
that's
if
perpetuating the foolishness that's already going on.
And like you're just in this they want us in a hamster wheel.
Mm-hmm.
They want us in a hamster wheel. How many of us have spent, or how many know the people who have just spent that hamster wheel until they couldn't spend, until they just stopped, they couldn't run no more?
Yeah.
No, that's not what we're built for. That's not what we're called to. We're called to greater. We're called to be more. We are spiritual beings having a physical, natural experience. Yeah, supernatural beings having a natural experience. Like, while we're here, put our footprint on here. Make the footprint. Make it count. Shake the room.
And live life the way God intended,
yes.
not the way y'all done made it up with y'all religion.
Hello.
Because let me tell y'all, that's why a lot of y'all ain't healed. Because y'all is bitter because y'all ain't getting no sex. I'm going to tell you a lot of y'all older people. I'm sorry. We got to be honest. Hey, it's okay. A lot of older people are bitter because they is not having sex, baby. I'm trying to tell you, because God is not your man. I keep telling y'all that. God is not your man. He can't be your man. He can be your father. He can be your comforter, healer. I think I done said this before. I'm going to tell y'all one more time. Listen, because let me tell you this. If it won't so, he wouldn't have sent Adam and helpmate, and I'm going to leave it right there with that one, okay? So, all I'm saying is, I'm not telling you to go out here and be loose. I'm not telling you to go out here and belittle yourself or do nothing extra or more. And this for men too. Men, if you don't live your life in the right way, you don't want to become an old, grumpy, bitter man because you mad at the young man because he doing the stuff that you could have did but you didn't do. We got to do better. We got to break these curses. And for people that's my age frame, her age frame, and around our age frame, give or take 10 years, we got to do better because we don't want to be them people. And if you keep living your life recklessly like you don't understand that, and that's what's going to be. And we know a lot of us is doing what we're supposed to do. Keep doing it. Kudos. Everybody who are trying to get themselves forward. Because for real, I do see everybody. Everybody is really doing more healthier things, doing more activities, getting their heart right, you know, quitting smoking cigarettes and stuff. You know, people is really altering their lives, you know, in different ways, making positive health choices for their lives. And that is so dope. I am so proud of everybody. You know? And I think that our generation has broke some generational curses. We just started some too. But we have broke some as well. But we got to heal because we can't think that we so busy chasing a turn up that we don't understand what's really going on. Or we so busy chasing the next trend or how to be or whatever that we're not really prioritizing. Because again, we take for granted that we coming home every day.
Yeah.
If you really sit on that thing this evening and think about if you don't come home today, how would the people that you love forget you? Because sometimes we don't know how to put ourselves first, but we selfish.
Wow.
Let's understand that.
Ooh.
A lot of times we don't know how to put ourselves first or love ourselves properly, but we are selfish at the same time. Because think about if you don't come home. How your loved one's life is gonna be. Whoever, your wives, your kids, your God, how you gonna feel about you? Because what you do? Is you right with him? Like everything, whatever it is to drive you, what is that gonna be like? Everything that's attached to you. Like if we would, it's not about fear. It's just about preparation. Cause preparation is the key to success. So we must be prepared. Stay ready, so you ain't gotta get ready. You know, we gotta be prepared, y'all. We gotta heal. Right. No excuses.
Yeah. And if I had anything else to say, I would say that I had the opportunity to be out of the country for an extended period of time in what you call a third world country. Mm-hmm. And it was the most healing, scariest, I still don't have the words for what I saw, what I went through, what I had to deal with. I need people, I need us to wake up and understand where we live is not it. It's not just, this is what I'm saying. This is when I say it's not it, I'm saying that this is just a small portion of the world. That the issues that we think are issues here, they are not issues for real. That the issue, like we have global issues that are real. People, this can get real bad here. We are truly blessed. It can get real bad. What we think is bad here, this is nothing compared to what other places in the world go through. And if they can go through that, being human beings on this world, on this earth, we can go through it as well. There is no written, nothing written cannot be undone, except for the word of God. But anything else that's written, man-made, as far as declarations or bills, as we see different things, it cannot be. It can be undone. So I need us just to educate ourselves. Look at the global news. Tune into a channel that is from another country. See what's going on. See what the real is, because this is nothing, and it's scary. But we have we're blessed. We're blessed to be United States citizens, and we have blinders. We have blinders. We can't see.
True.
Unless we choose to look outside, unless we know people who are tapped into who can tell us things to make us look into it, we won't know.
Fact.
So I just want people just open your eyes, see what's going on. Like my good sis said, we have to heal. It's important for our generations. It's important for our kids. We have to heal, and we have to wake up. People are like, oh, stay woke. No, really, wake up. Wake up.
Cause we can't pick and choose no more.
No, it's not.
It gotta apply to everything and every aspect. And I like for real, it. The future, our very future, depends on it for real.
It depends on all
aspects. It depends on it.
We're like us. Before, people had to we had to fight. Like they fight to get these things that we have now. But now that we have it, it's like we feel like we don't have nothing. What else are we fighting for? What else do we need to fight for? We have a lot to fight for.
A whole bunch.
We have to keep it. We have to keep it.
Because that Roe versus Wade was just the beginning.
Yeah. Oh man, come on. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand them years that ran out. 300, 400 years that ran out. I'm just saying.
That's what listen. That's why I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's
and that's why we gotta be about understand. I cannot stress this enough. You don't gotta, like I was just telling my sister in the car on the way over here, you don't gotta understand a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff, but the stuff pertaining to you should know about. I'm a person that know about the stuff that pertains to me. I just know a lot because a lot of stuff pertains to me sometimes. I don't know, but you gotta know stuff about what pertains to you. And saying that to say, know more about your own body, what you got going on with yourself. Yeah. Because a lot of people are letting these doctors get them anything, and they don't know to look it up. It's books, you can Google it. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called meds.com, pills.com, something like that, pills.org, something like that. If you look it up, it had to tell you what the medicines is, what it have in it, what side effects it have, because you gotta kind of be up on your stuff. Yes, some people are supposed to know what they're doing, but they are people. You can't say again, we gotta stop putting so much trust and faith into people and then be mad when we get, are you willing to gamble that?
Right.
But what amazes me about us is that we do that with strangers, but then our brother or our sister to the left or the right, we gotta look at them and side-eye them and second question them and third question them and get a reference and all of that. But we don't do that to these people. Come on, man, we gotta be better.
We gotta tighten up.
We gotta tighten up. This is all healing. You gotta self-love. You gotta love and be proud to be black. Like people say it and they throw the hand up and they throw the fist up and they do the things, but do you mean it? Like, do you mean what you say? Like, are you proud of who you are? For real. For real. Because it's all kinds of us. It's not one kind of us either. Nope. See, that's the thing. There's no image to uphold. We created the mold. We are everything. Just saying. Bars. Healing, though. Healing. You said that, my sister. I ain't gonna take credit for that. This is your topic. I love it. I'm glad you said it. So awesome. I hope you guys have been able to catch something or a lot of things. Oh, and I wanted to add to what you said earlier about when you said when you get the dream and dream big, write it down, make it plain, because soon as it comes to you, I'm talking about make some time. We got phones, put it in your phone, text it to somebody, yourself, but do something, write it down, because you may forget it and it may get altered, but the way that he gave it to you is the true way, because God gave us plenty of gifts and talents, right? And we're there to use. That's the reason why we're not meant to be impoverished or to live a lesser life, because of the gifts and the talents that God has given us. And he gave it to us so freely. So let's be good stewards over them and utilize them. It's no more standing behind the scenes. Some people are meant for behind the scenes, but right now, for God's people, for the chosen ones, for the ones that are supposed to uprise, this is no longer your time to pussyfoot around. Excuse my French. It's just no more. It's no more. It's no more time to play. It's no more time to sit there dragging your feet. It's no more time to be holding your hands. It's no more time to be saying, but what? No, see, the problem is, don't let people get your mind misconstrued. Coming to him as you are is not about clothing. It's about me not trying to fix myself or have myself so-called right to come to you. Because I only can get right through you. So when it's not really talking about clothing. It's more so talking about self, whole self. Yep. Clothing included though, because who cares if you there to get salvation, get your salvation. Well, if you, I don't know, but that's just my own wave. I read it for what it is. I don't add to or take away from. We can't do that either. Cause we gotta stop representing them wrong, because I'm telling you, souls is gonna be attached to people's hands and lives, and you don't want that. So especially in a negative way. Do what we're supposed to do by people, for ourselves, for our children, for our next generations, writing things down, making them plain. And I don't know. I think that was it. I don't know. Because go ahead, baby. I'm about to wrap it.
You done said it all.
You done said it all. We done said it all. You put it on me like that. Like this. Room shakers. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Miss Josephena Winfield, for coming on my show.
Thank you for having me, girl.
Oh, Life in Color LLC. Be looking on the lookout for her. She's having some events coming up probably in the fall.
Yes, ma'am. We're gonna shake rooms. We're gonna empower some people. We're gonna get some people out of that background, get them on the forefront where they're supposed to be. Light that fire, you know, because we have to.
Yeah. The time is now, man. The time is now. You don't want to look back. Time is the continuance. It's going to continue going. It's like infinite. It always was, always is, always will be. We just made a way to measure it, but we have no idea how much time or how much it encompasses or what's the measurement. We have nothing. So, idea of that. So, I thank you guys for tuning in, tapping in. Ain't nobody calling, but we still love y'all all the same. It has been a great Wednesday. I know y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with your girl T, and it means so very much to me. Thank you again. I hope you guys stay blessed, stay up, and stay sucker free. Thank you again, sis, for coming in.
Thank you again, sis, for having me.
And building with me and dropping your jewels on the people.
Yes, ma'am. I love it every time.
And your experiences. Not out of the country, hiding. With nobody. Sorry. Look, y'all, we trying to cut it off, but we're going to be up here for a little bit, so you're going to get a little behind the scenes and see feels a little bit. I wish I knew how to pause it for y'all, because I would. Oh, love you too, Mom.
Love you too.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Marion. Is that Marion or Marion?
Marion. Yeah.
Marion, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you, Malika. Thank you, Marion. Thank you, Mom. Y'all so dope. What's up, Richard? What's up, Black Symphony DLM? That's a whole name. Thank you. You are too. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. That's dope. Look, y'all. So y'all, I appreciate y'all. Are so dope. Y'all still up here with me. Woo woo. So what y'all doing tonight?
It's Wednesday.
It is Wednesday. Look, while I'm waiting for Loud to come cut me off, you know. I thank y'all so much though for tapping in. Y'all been holding it down with your girl T Spills here on Power by Virginia Radio. I'm over here sponsored by Malika TVD in the house with Josephena Winfield. We're going to make us a couple of reels or whatever in a little bit. Hey, Miss Tootie. How you doing, love? Love your top dress is beautiful.
Yes.
Mine or yours? Well, thank you. Yes, both eyes. We popping. Making t-shirts. Okay. Hey.
Okay. I love it. I love it.
I love it all. Oh yeah, I'm gonna be doing more of being I guess I will come to events for you guys if you go ahead. I'm gonna make up a whole little package and stuff about my little promo and stuff like that. I was supposed to did this a long time ago. But I really didn't have the time for it at first. Even though I was doing it anyway. Um but yeah, I'm gonna be coming up with some packages for you guys. So I don't know. I'm waiting for Loud to come on. I don't want to yell in y'all ear and be like, Loud. He's like, so my son, y'all. Hey, Mom. Hold on, y'all. Josephena, talk to the people for me right quick, girl.
Hey, y'all.
Talk to them.
So in the fall, we're gonna have like a small conference. And when I say we, because my beautiful sister is going to help me, and this is gonna be a we thing, and it's gonna be called Shake the Room Conference.
Hey.
So the late fall, early winter, because I don't know, many people probably haven't heard of like sad seasonal, like it's like a seasonal depression, like when the winter months come. A lot of times people get sad, they're not as happy. So during that time, we're gonna have a Shake the Room conference. So it's gonna be for everybody to build together, empower one another. So be on the lookout for that.
Hey, be on the lookout. Oh, I'm excited. I gotta go do some research. I'm excited.
We'll have vendors. Put vendor spots out there. Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna make it big.
I'm glad you said that.
Oh yes,
August 13th, right over here in Hampton at Mill Point Park. I will be at the West Indies Festival, vending art, baby, that abstract art for your mind with my soul and my spirit and my energy transfer and all that there stuff. Vibrating and gyrating in colors off the canvases. No, for real, really do my feelings. So every time I paint. But yes, I'll be there. Y'all come out. I forgot the time. They changed it. I think it's 1 to 9, maybe. I'm gonna come back with the time, but just know, get your tickets on Eventbrite. It is August the 13th, Hampton, Virginia. Get your tickets on Eventbrite. Hey, get your tickets on Eventbrite. Hey, get your tickets on Eventbrite. Come on, Loud. Where you at? What you doing? What you doing? I love y'all. Y'all so dope. Y'all the stuff. And I'm still excited, y'all, for real.
Oh.
Okay. Oh, okay. Her LLC is Life in Color.
Yes, I do business consulting and quality assurance to help you save money. I love what I do, and I work with some wonderful providers, and I'm all about making sure we lower overhead and being able to help you build your business even more. Why not?
Talk to them. Let me put it in there, y'all, for you. Loud. Look, I'm sorry, y'all. I tried not to be ghetto. I really did. But I'm sorry. Hold on, sir. We coming back to your comment. Just give us 1 second. Oh, shh. I didn't rest. Oh, sorry. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
I know I might have to call him, y'all. I must have called him on this phone. Put him on live.
Put him on live.
But I hope y'all week been good. I hope y'all weekend is great.
Yes, because we are in the middle of the week.
Yeah.
And it is coming. The weekend is coming.
Approaching.
It is approaching.
And I hope y'all got some plans for this new beginning. This
Oh, man. August is
right here. I hope y'all ready. Because it's like ready or not. Here I come. You can't hide.
Hey.
Digga down.
Gonna find you.
Look, y'all, I'm about to tell y'all to just cut out because I'm about to dip out. It's 7:30.
Here I come.
Same for one. You can't hide. You can't run. Talk. Oh, baby.
Baby.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, baby. Yeah, baby.
Oh, no. Ready and not refugees taking over Buffalo Soldier, Jet like Rosa. I just wanted to say no, for real. If I rule the world loud. Sorry, y'all. I love him, baby. Imagine that. You could be mad, we both shine.
Oh my gosh, this is crazy.
Not living for today, and I feel like I'm just another hostage stuck in here. Can't leave y'all like that, and it won't clear. Huh? I got a little bit of bars, pop spit right in your ear.
Hey.
It's a freestyle and all. Got Josephena right here.
Okay.
Huh?
Hey.
You supposed to sing?
I don't got no bars.
You supposed to sing?
Oh, I messed it all up. I'm
No.
sorry.
Okay, it's all right.
It's loud.
Loud. What? I'm about to stop. Hey, look, y'all. Ow. Hold on.
Where's
What's
our
another
engineer?
song I want to do right quick? Oh, there you go. Yes. We done loud. Yeah. He won't pay no attention. I done did a whole ball. I done freestyle. That's why I know you won't like it. Guess he would have came in on that freestyle.
Right. Peace, y'all.
Powered by Virginia. Radio.